Hey guys, today we're going to talk about quicksort versus mergesort and which is the better algorithm between the two. So before we get into it, first let's just talk about uh, what we do in sorting and why do we need sorting. As we all know, sorting is simply just arranging the data into either descending or ascending order. So now the question comes, why do we need sorting? We need sorting because sorting makes it easier for us to search for data in a sequence, because we know when we search in a sorted list for a particular data, suppose we want to search for 10, and in a sorted list of 1 to 15 we know that 10 would be after 9, so it makes us easier to search for a particular data item using sorting. So now the question comes, what would be the criteria in sorting on the basis of which we'll decide which sorting algorithm is better? Because there are many sorting algorithms, so there must be some criteria on which we'll decide which is better. Yes, there is. There is two main criteria which we use to judge which sorting algorithm is better. So these are, first, the time taken to sort the given data. That means the actual time that a particular sorting algorithm takes to sort the given data. And second is the memory requirement of the sorting algorithm, that is the amount of space that the sorting algorithm uses to perform all of its operations. So now let's uh, let's get into quicksort and mergesort. So we know what quicksort is. We should just select a pivot element. As in this case, we'll select 12 as a pivot element. We'll divide the array into the left and the right subarray on the basis of this pivot element, left array subarray and the right subarray. So these elements would, so elements up to 12 will be in the left subarray, elements from 9 to 12 will be in the right subarray. So after this first division, will you will use the same technique in quicksort. This technique, in which we select a pivot and divide the array into subarrays, is called partitioning. We'll use this partitioning technique in both the left and the right subarrays, that is selecting a pivot and repeating the process that we have done in the original array until we found the sorted list in left and the right hand side. And all of the performance operations have been successfully performed, that is the left and the right list have been sorted, the pivot is here, we get our sorted resultant list. So when all of these operations are performed, we now will apply the criteria that have explained earlier on quicksort and judge whether it is better or not. So we first calculate the time complexity of quicksort. So what will be the time complexity of quicksort? In quicksort, we do two major operations. First is we'll we use partitioning technique, and second is we traverse the array. Partitioning technique, and then we traverse the array and sort it. So we know that partitioning or division of an array takes logarithmic time. Log of this will take order of log n time. And traversal, because we have to get after we partition the array, we have to traverse up to certain position to get to our pivot and then divide the array again, so it will take order of a log n time. So when we combine both of these conditions, our, our time complexity would be order of n into log log n. So this will be time complexity of quicksort. And what would be the space complexity? So space complexity would also be n log n, because quicksort only requires additional n log n space. Now we move on to mergesort. And in mergesort, we first find a middle element, and in this case 0 1 2 3 4 5 6. In this 0 1 2 3 5 6 7, 0 plus 7 by 2 3, 0 1 2 3, this will be our middle element. So we'll divide our array on the basis of this middle element into the, let me just so we'll divide our array into the left and right subarray on the basis of this middle element. Okay, so just a minute. This will be our first left subarray, this will be our second left subarray. So now after we have divided our array into left and right subarrays, we know that in merge sort we'll keep on dividing the subarrays until you get one element left in either side, in left or the right hand side. Until you get the one element left, we'll keep on dividing the subarrays. When we get our one element left, now since we have we have a larger array and we divided into one element, there must also be other elements. We'll combine that with our single elements. Same for this side, we'll merge them. So we'll keep on doing this until we get a larger subarray on each side. While we're doing this process, while we're doing this whole process, there can be certain conditions where when we have this element, suppose we have 3 here, suppose the first element 14, we have 14 here, and the next element is 7. So 7 is less than 14, so they will be sorted in the cell. And when the next element comes, which is 3 and 12, they are already sorted, but when we merge all of them, they will be sorted in itself. The same case will happen with the right hand side. So when we move to this point, the elements that we'll get will be sorted. So what elements would we have at this point? 3, 7, 12, 14, and for the right hand side 9, 11, oh sorry, 6, 9, 11 and 12. Now again, when we perform the last merge to get our sorted list, we see that there are certain elements that are either less on this side or in this side. So while we merge them into our big resultant sorted list, while merging them we'll also sort them. So at the end we'll get our sorted resultant list 3, 6. First these two are compared, 3 and 6, then they come in order 3, 6, then 7, 9 compare, 7 is less, so first 7 comes, then 9, then the next comparison is between 11 and 12. First 11 is smaller, so 11 comes first, then the 12 that was compared, then the 12 that is, then we compare 14 and 12, then the 12 in the right hand side, and then at last 14. So this is our resultant sorted array using merge sort. So what would be the time complexity of this sorting algorithm, merge sort? So the time complexity of merge sort would, because in merge sort also we are essentially doing two major work. First is division of subarrays, and second is merging of subarrays. So as we know, division takes logarithmic time, so it will take order of log n time, and merging will take order of n time, because we have to traverse the array and then traverse the whole array and then merge both of them, so it will take n time. So our resultant time complexity would be order of n log n, the same as quicksort. But there is a catch in merge sort. The space complexity would be order of n, whereas in quicksort the space complexity is order of n log n. So why this space complexity in merge sort is order of n while quicksort is order of n log n? Because in merge sort actual division of arrays take place. We actually divide the array into sub arrays until we get one element, while in quicksort, when these elements are divided into the left and the right subarray. These elements are arranged in these arrays only using the partitioning technique selecting a pivot. These arrays are not divided further, but in most of they divided further, so they require additional space. So now we'll talk about the advantages or these pros and cons of one algorithm over another. So first we'll talk about quicksort. Since quicksort uses partitioning technique, the quicksort will divide the array into two subarrays and use the same technique in those subarrays too. So time complexity would be space complexity for quicksort would be order of n log n, and since in merge we keep on dividing the array, we'll get the time complexity of order n because it requires more space. Second is, since quicksort uses partitioning technique, it could lead to unbalanced array because there is a downside to using partitioning technique. And what is unbalanced means? That means there are elements only on one side of the array and not on the other side. Suppose if you take pivot 6 in this array, 6 is our pivot, and when will divide the array, the left hand side will consist of all of these elements 1 2 3 4 5 6 elements, and the right side will consist only of 12 elements, and the work that will be required to done on these elements would be more, and this will lead to worst running time complexity of order of n square. So this is a condition that we must take care of while using quicksort. It could lead to unbalanced array, and unbalanced array could further lead to the running time of order of n square. But in case of merge sort, the complexity would always be log n. Why? Because in merge sort, the division and the merging takes linear time. Another con of quicksort is it is an unstable sorting technique, whereas merge sort is a stable sorting technique. So what do we mean by unstable and stable sorting technique? Means that the order in which the elements appear in the original unsorted array, the order must be maintained, because sometimes, like in this example, we can get similar elements, and the order in which they are performed should be same. That is, when we are sorting in an order, suppose 3 goes first, 5 goes second, and then when we have to sort the 8, we'll take that element which came first in the array, because we'll start traversing the array from the left hand side. So if 8 comes first, so it will be sorted first, then we move on to the similar element, which is 8. So it is a stable algorithm. So what is unstable sorting? Suppose we take the same question, same array, but in this case after 5 we sort the element in which comes the last. That is, the order in which the similar elements occur is not maintained, and the element that comes last, the element that is succeeding to this element, I mean the the similar elements, and the element that is in the later half of the array is sorted first, and then the next similar element which came first is sorted. After that, it will lead to unstable sorting of the array, and this is a common case in quicksort because of the unstable. This is a common case in quicksort because the original because it can lead because it has problems in preserving the order in which the same elements appear. So this can be a problem in quicksort. Now we move on to next pros and cons. More sort require more space, as we all know, on order of n. So hence it is not desirable to use merge sort on large sorted arrays, because more the array is, the more the size of the array is, the more the size merge sort will require. So in those cases, we can use quicksort as a better alternative. Now, what will be the uses? What will be the uses? What will be the best use case for both of these algorithms? Merge sort would be best for sorting linked list, because linked list doesn't require that much space as in case of arrays. Merge sort will be better in sorting linked list, and quicksort will be better in sorting large arrays, provided that it does not lead to un- unbalanced subarrays. However, in normal situation, we can use both quicksort and merge sort to sort this algorithm. This isn't much of a hassle to use quicksort and merge sort. So that's it, guys. I've given you the pros and cons of quicksort, and in the normal cases, it is not a problem at all. It is a matter of choice. Whatever you choose, it's upon you. But in cases, in cases where there is a large unsorted array, quicksort would be much better. Quicksort would be much better, and merge sort would be better in case of linked lists if there is large unsorted array. However, in the normal condition, it doesn't make much difference. So that's it, guys. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. If you have any comments or suggestion, please write them down in the comment section. Thank you.